Hey, Art 110, just finished doing my Eva and Franco Mattes reading. So now I'm doing my video blog. I saw the video on the iWitka page that you guys were talking about love-hate relationship, and one of you said, oh, you can't really love or hate them. I mean, you either have to love or hate them, but I think there is a middle ground. I don't really love them, but I don't hate them. Like, some of their practices are questionable, but some other things like they do are cool. Like, going against Nike and stuff like that. That was cool to me. Like, but some other stuff like when they were acting like the the website of the Vatican, I think that's kind of wrong because people seek religious um, websites for a specific reason. I think if you're using that as a hoax, then that's pretty wrong. But I don't hate them or love them, but I'm somewhere in the middle. But I just want to start off by saying that. But this Luther Blissett character, he's just basically a multiple use name that various artists and culture activists came up with in the mid 90s. They wanted him to be an icon, like, of anonymous, like, so you could use that name and not give your identity up, your real identity. So everybody that wanted to make a point or wanted to do something related art, or like and express something without having the repercussions, the negative repercussions, they could use this name. So he was a big part of a series of urban and media pranks, and he was always the culprit. But many people are behind Luther Blissett, and he reached a cult following, like where most of the artists in the '90s would use him as their primary um, anonymous icon. And the internet is what allowed for the artist to grow him into the thing that he became. Like, he was big for them. He had a huge following, and ultimately they did retire him in a virtual suicide. Like, that's how it was a symbolic ritual. That's how they ended his life. But I think Luther Blissett is what Anonymous is today. I'm pretty sure most of you know what Anonymous is. The group of hackers that stands up and does like protests like these. I guess they could be considered artists too. Like when the PlayStation 3 went down for a month, they were responsible, and Anonymous was is their way of showing uh PlayStation that what's wrong with them, and like other groups such as Facebook, or who else have they attacked? They attacked the Church of Scientology. So I think Luther Blissett and the artists behind them are like Anonymous and the hackers at their group. And also, Darko Maver is another Luther Blissett, but he was created by Eva and Franco Mattes. So he was also a non-existent artist, and actually he became really big too in Slovenia. And he actually had, like, they even published photos of him, like, when he supposedly died. And so that was really where they wanted to transform reality into fiction, fiction into reality. They wanted to have you on edge and not know which was which. And his character was said to be inspired by LSD, the acid trips that you have in LSD, and the internet. So those were the foundation for his creation. And his works, he also contributed to a number of people and ideas, and the fictitious works led to reactions by the media outlets, like their satanic ritual, which was basically just a piece of meat and a floppy disk was blown up into something big, and they showed that even Franco showed that even the media plays into this. They alter reality by giving extra facts that aren't real, and they just add their own twist to it. So yeah, that was. And Maver and Blissett, they make us question reality as well. Like, we don't know if somewhere out there's another one of them. Like, what if just one day I decide to make something up, make another character out, and start publishing stuff like this in media outlets, then create bogus stories on it. That's what they were talking about. So next, as when we get to the black box, that's basically that contains everything that they stole. So they stole various pieces of art from different galleries and different artists. That just shows that art can be victimized by other artists, and that makes more art. So that shows that art has no boundaries, and art just can continue to be um, manipulated and just be making more. So the newspapers and posters they create, that's just to alter reality as well. Like that, the posters got really big. Like people were like, "Whoa, is this really a movie or not?" And then when they revealed that it wasn't, they just like they couldn't believe it because they thought it was real. Like so, where that leads to net.art, which is basically art that's on the internet. It would have never happened if the internet wasn't created. So it's published on the internet, and it's a group of artists, just like Arthur Blissett was a group of artists. There's a group of artists that all publish their art here, and then it also sprouted up in the '90s. So it usually has some sort of interaction. It's more about getting a reaction like from a crowd. Like it's about reaching a big amount of people through the internet, and it just used to convey a message to large amounts of people on stage. It's it's a great stage for an infinite audience, so it's just something that can help them big time. Life sharing for them was what Facebook and Twitter does, but theirs was an extreme of what Facebook and Twitter are. They shared every single detail of their lives, and we don't do that on Facebook and Twitter yet. Almost, well, we're getting to that point, but Eva and Franco once had been so anonymous, but now they were overly um, sharing and exposing their lives. So that leads us to the Second Life avatars, and what the Second Life avatar shows basically what they say that reality, what we want ourselves to be. So yeah, I'm running out of time, guys. So Nike Ground's the last thing I want to talk about. So what the Nike Ground project showed was it's just like corporations and culture together. Um, some things don't can't be mixed, but corporations sometimes want to impose their money and culture and everything into ours, and some people find it unacceptable. But it also shows that how the Nike swoosh sign was used, like uh, property rights and intellectual stuff like that. So